Okay, I have another story for story time. This story takes place. Do you like my pink hair? I put pink in my hair. Michael likes it. It washes out. So next time you see me, it won't be there. Okay, so here's the story. One Christmas, I decided that I wanted to share the gospel as a present, like to random people. So I created what I called the 12 candles of Christmas, like the 12 days of Christmas. And I would prepare these bags. They were clear cellophane bags. And I decorated little motifs, sometimes with fabric, like a netting, something pretty silky, and ribbons. And I put a candle inside. And then I would put in a gospel track of John and a candy cane and a little poem that said, "Please accept this candle, light it every night. Remember that God loves you as you look into its light." And then it goes on. It's another paragraph or so. So I prepared all these candles. And I thought, let's see, how am I going to carry all these throughout my neighborhood? So my son had a little red wagon. So I said, I'll just put them all in the wagon and off I go. So it was a Saturday morning. It was probably mid-December. And I put all my little wrapped packages in my little red wagon and started up the street. Well, I was just randomly putting them at different people's houses. And my husband came by in his car and he rolled down his window and he was in this panic mode. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I just hit a dog and it went flying into the wash behind our house and it's hurt somewhere. Come on, you have to help me find the dog." And I said, "Oh, no. You go find the dog. I have something that I'm doing right now and it's important." And I thought, that is your problem, not mine. So he said, "Oh, are you giving out your candles?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm giving out my candles." He said, "Oh, okay, well, I'll go see if I can find them." So when he went back, apparently the woman who owned the dog was coming up the street, saw the dog get hit. And when my husband returned, she was standing there like upset. So he came home and I handed out all the candles but one. And I thought, let's see, maybe I'll just put that one in my car. So my husband came home and I said, "Well, did you find the dog?" And he goes, "No." And he goes, "They're over there looking for Kelly." And I said, "Who's Kelly?" He said, "Kelly's the dog." I said, oh, that's terrible. And so then that evening we're having dinner and I go, "You know what? I have one candle left. I'm going to go down there and give them my candle and tell them I'm going to be praying that they find their dog." So Michael goes, "Okay, that sounds good." So I went over that evening and rang the doorbell, and the wife and the little girl came to the door. And I said, "Hi." I said, "I'm Rebecca, and my husband, unfortunately, is the one that ran into your dog, and I'm so sorry." And I said, "I brought you this candle." And I knelt down to the little girl and I said, if you'll light this, you and I can pray that God helps you find your doggie." And she said, "Okay." So her mother kind of looked at me like, "That's nice, lady." And I gave her the bag and I went home. So now fast forward 2 weeks. Haven't seen her, haven't seen the dog, nothing. And it's Christmas morning and my mother's there and all of us, and they knew about my candles and about Michael hitting the dog, blah, blah, blah. So we opened all our presents and then we sat down to have brunch for Christmas. And about halfway through, ding dong, the doorbell rings. So I go to the door and to my surprise, it's the woman and her little daughter. And she said, "I just wanted to come and thank you for praying for our dog. In the middle of the night on Christmas Eve," now we're talking 2 weeks later, "they heard a scratching at their front door and Kelly came home. Christmas Eve as a present. And they said, oh, we'll never forget the fact that you gave us a candle and that God found our dog on Christmas Eve." And I came back to the table and I go, oh my gosh, they found Kelly. And my whole family's like clapping. And I just thought, you know what? That candle and that story is going to impact that she's going to remember that story, probably for the rest of her life, because I can remember stories about me and my dog when I was little. So you never know how God is going to use your little for somebody else's much. And that's my story of Kelly, the Christmas present. To be continued.